Hey beautiful people, welcome back if you're a subscriber here, but if you're new, hey boo, go ahead and subscribe. I think you'll like it here and I think that we'll vibe. So if this video seems everywhere, that's because it is. I just wanted to talk, to be honest. Like, I'm about to go out with one of my friends and I just wanted to chat about a bunch of different topics, kind of all surrounding women. And I don't even know what this is going to be called, but let's get into it. So I'm going to tell you guys a bunch of the things that I've seen today that made me form opinions. So the first thing I saw was a reel by Chizzy Duru, I don't know, but Chizzy, y'all should know Chizzy. She's a YouTuber, influencer. Look her up on IG, but she made a reel where she was getting ready and going on a date with one of her friends. And of course she started off with the tagline like, I'm going on a date, so that way we'd be like, girl, you going on a date with who? And she was like, I'm going with my friend, and you know, you shouldn't only be going on dates with a partner or like a romantic interest or stuff like that. Like, you should normalize dating yourself, dating your friends. And y'all, I totally agree. So actually one of my New Year's resolutions for 2022 was to take myself on a date every month. I don't know if I did that. January, I don't think that I did, but February I took myself to a dance class or a dance lab that I really wanted to go to. For March, I haven't taken myself on a date, but I've gotten in a lot of quality time, and I'll call them dates, with my girls, like with my friends. Me and the friend that I'm going out with today, her name's Tashira. Add her, or no, not add her. Subscribe to her on YouTube, and yeah, add her on Instagram, Tashira April. Earlier this month, we did a lot this month. Was all of that this month? No, we did some stuff last month too. Okay, so last month, y'all, I'm sorry, I really can't decipher whether it was last month or this month. I don't know, but I'm gonna just tell y'all. So lately we've gone to a heels dance class. We went to the Museum for Black Girls here, and today we're going to the immersive Van Gogh exhibit. And then this past weekend, I went to see Hamilton with one of my classmates turned friend turned sister, Kiana, and that was amazing. Like, to be honest, I skipped training to go that day, but I forgot what it was like to just get dressed up and go out on the town, but culturally to go out on the town on a Saturday, because I know sometimes when I think about going out, I only think about like like club going out. But I forgot how much I really liked going out in a culturally sophisticated way. Like, I looked good. I'm gonna pop in a picture because I want y'all to see. But yeah, I forgive myself for not doing the solo date this month, because I've been dating my girls, enjoying our time, because I think a lot of the times we forget a romantic relationship is only one form of relationship. We have our relationship with God, with ourselves, with our friends, our family. And so for us to only want to nurture or like go out looking cute for romantic relationships does a huge disservice, because I feel like in the grand spectrum of life, that's such a small part of it. And I don't mean that to diminish like marriages and stuff like that, but on the journey to go find that, it's the people like your family and your friends, yourself and God, that are holding you together. Because you're not born with a husband, you're not born with a boyfriend. You acquire those things as you go along, but don't forget the people that have been there along the journey. So that was the first thing I want to talk about, because I love the fact that she did that and talked about that, because we really do need to, I hate saying normalize, because I remember when everybody used to be like, normalize, normalize. I don't even want to say it like that, but that's the best term that I can think of. Like, we really do need to normalize dating ourselves and dating our friends, because we deserve, and our family too. And then I saw a creator on TikTok who was doing, I cannot remember her name, but I know she's like big in the dance world, and she is a goofball. Like, she's such a ray of energy and sunshine. But she was doing a makeup tutorial, and along the makeup tutorial, I could be completely wrong, but how I perceived it, it's like she'd be doing her makeup, and you know how makeup gurus, when they do their face, they're like, you know, she would do that and then do something like super goofy, like, you know, like make a crazy face or whatever. And even though I know she has a bubbly, fun, and like goofy personality, part of it almost felt like a little alarming or unnatural. And even if that's not the case with her, it just made me think about something else in general. It made me think about how plus size women are stereotyped to be the funny friend or the goofy friend, or you know, just like the homegirl friend, like the friend that's super down to earth and cool. And I just honestly believe that there are a decent amount of plus size women that act that way that are not truly that. And so what did I say? Because I started writing something about it. Oh yeah, I said I hate seeing plus size women hide behind humor when I can tell that it's not 100% natural. Because of course we all have humor, but to be that all the time, like, girl, you look good. Don't try to kiki your way into like making it a joke almost. And then I said, baby, step into that sexy, step into that confidence. It's hard, but it's worth it. That's what I really want to talk about. So while I was doing my makeup, I was listening to some YouTubers that I like just to inspire me, because I knew that I was itching to say something. So I wanted to watch something that went along with those lines. And I was watching Maya Galore, and the name of the video was Confidence 101, How to Be More Confident as a Woman. So it has some tangible tips. I suggest that video. Go ahead and check her out. But when I was watching her video, it was amazing, because she talked about all types of confidence, from external to internal. And this year has been, and when I say this year, I don't even just mean 2022. I kind of mean, like, I would say from summer of 2021 all the way until now. It has really been a growing process for me. I think I've learned a lot about myself, and yeah, mainly about myself, because that's what I've been focusing on. I was a student for a lot of years, you know, elementary, high school, college, went straight to my master's program. So even though life was happening and I was going through life, of course, doing things, I feel like this is the first time that I've really gotten a good chance to really tap in with myself, because, you know, once work is over, it's over. I don't have like homework that I have to rush to do, and projects and like other things distracting me. Like, my time is my time. And it's made me realize that I wasn't happy with how life was going, how I was stepping into the world, how I felt about myself. And through some self-exploration and just deep thinking, I realized that a lot of my self-worth issues came from internal things, like some irrational thoughts I was having, just my mindsets. And a lot of the times we think completely ludicrous in comparison to how the real world goes. So one thing Maya talked about was the fact that sometimes we feel like everybody is staring at us, but in reality, like, nobody is looking at you as hard as you think you are. And I feel like the surge of main character syndrome, like, I'm the main character in my life, I love that. And I think we need to emphasize it in a healthy way and then take it away when it's not healthy. For instance, going to the gym, if you're not a fit person, you might feel like, oh my god, everybody's looking at me and judging me. But it's like, they're really not, more than likely. And even if they are, you cannot control other people's opinions of you. Their opinion of you is not your business. How you feel about you is what really matters. And I just feel like we need to take that part away, but step into your life as if, yes, I'm the main character. It's all about me and like how I feel. It's not about how they perceive me or how they're looking at me or what they might think about me, because no matter what you do to yourself, no matter how much you contort yourself, you cannot control that. And that was a huge thing that I had to realize. I think I was trying to make myself into this perfect girl where I look good in everybody's eyes, but if a person doesn't want to see you in a positive light, they're not going to, no matter what you do. So instead of trying to appease everyone, appease yourself, because you have to live with you, and that's what really matters. But another thing that I really had to stop doing, and while I was doing my makeup, I had a slight thought about it. I did, because healing is not a linear process. It is a roller coaster. It's up and down. But in the back of my mind, so we're going to the exhibit and then we're gonna go hear some live music at this place called the Domain, and I've never been. I've always wanted to go for Wednesdays when they do the live music, but normally like I'm just finishing up with training and it's Wednesday, I don't feel like being out, but since I'm already gonna be out, we might as well take advantage. And I was like, ooh, I look so good, I'm gonna get a drink bought for me tonight or something. Like I'm gonna get, you know, I'm gonna get some looks tonight. But I realized, like right in my tracks, I was like, Natasha, stop, because that is not the right mindset to have. You can feel confident about yourself and feel like you look great, and that's as far as it needs to go. But I started to realize that whenever I went out looking like, you know, that girl in my eyes, just feeling like I looked really cute, I would look for something external to validate that. And I didn't realize how bad it was until I really sat with that and thought about like why I would feel so low when that didn't happen. Literally, y'all, I would be driving in a car, and if I look over to my right and it's a guy in the car and he's not like, and he didn't look at me, it's like, do you not see me? You don't see this? But that's not why you're doing it. Like, that's not why we're doing it. So I had to really stop myself in my tracks and realize, like, no, you're going out with your friends so you can have a great time. You look good for you, and that's it. Like, don't have any expectations on the other side of that, because then for me, when they weren't met, then I internalized it. Like, what's wrong with me? I thought I looked nice. No one tried to approach me. And you know what? Forget these men. It's about you right now. You have some things that you need to heal and work through. And sometimes we can be on the hunt so much for a guy that we don't realize. Think about yourself. And when you look at yourself, even though you should look at yourself in a high manner, when you look at all the things that you want in a man, are you the female equivalent? And when I asked myself that question and I realized no, it's like, yeah. So instead of exerting the energy to try to meet this guy or try to look good for guys or anything with guys or with other people, because not even just guys, like people, instead of exerting that energy into them and how they see you and perceive you, put that into yourself so you can truly become the woman that you want to be and the woman that the man of your dreams would be dying to chase after. It's like, are you worth the chase? And I realized, like, no, I was not worth the chase. In my mind, I'm still not, well, I won't say I'm not worth the chase, because you're worthy no matter what. I think we need to stop attaching worth to a body size. We need to stop attaching it to an aesthetic. Everybody is worthy, but for what you want, you might need to do some more work, and that's okay. It's perfectly okay. I had to stop doing that. And then another thing that I realized is that when I am going into certain environments, I need to stop expecting something different outside of like what, basically adapt to the environment and not have these thoughts that are beyond that environment. And what I mean by that is, if you're in Houston, or if you've been to Houston and you know the hot spots for, you know, black people, lit black hot spots, which is basically like the Address, Prospect Park, Seaside, Atomic Bottle, places like that, Camp. I would go to those places sometimes, and when I didn't get approached and I felt like I looked good, it's almost like, well, no, it wasn't almost like, I was quite literally thinking, what is wrong with me? But another mindset that I had to go back and realize is that I can go to those places and have a good time and not meet my husband, and that's okay. And I shouldn't go in places like that expecting to meet my husband, because, no offense, because I'm there too, of course, but it's like, is that the place that I want to meet my husband? Not really. And also, when you just see what the guys in there tend to like, it's okay to realize, like, I'm not their preference, and that's fine. That doesn't mean that anything is wrong with me. If I'm in spots where the preference is the IG baddie look, and I know that I am not that, I don't want to be that, I'm not comfortable in that, and that's just not my aesthetic, it shouldn't be an issue. That can be your preference, and I can still look good AF because I do. That mindset helped a lot too, because it would be times where I'm like, what? Are you serious? Like, do you not see this? But that's not what they're looking for. And even though they're not looking for you, that does not negate your worth, your beauty, your presence, and everything like that. And the very last thing I'm gonna say, because I do need to go, I'm working on stepping into the room, into the world with a presence, because anybody can do their makeup cute, anybody can take a cute picture, and I think that's where the disconnect happened. I feel like even back in the day, if you just looked at me at a surface level, you might think that I was confident. I know how to do makeup and take a cute picture. Yes, I did pageants and I enjoyed that a lot, but that didn't mean that I was internally confident. And I'm still not all the way now, but I am a lot closer. I'm working. I'm on an uphill trail right now. Yeah, we need to stop equating people's aesthetics to their confidence or their self-worth, self-esteem, because those two things, correlation does not imply what? Causation. Did your teacher teach you that? Because it really doesn't. One thing that I'm really working on doing now is stepping into the room with a presence, just because that's just how I am, and I'm gonna do that anyways.
Oh, I'm gonna do that anyway. I'm gonna do that anyway because that's how I am.
And the biggest thing that may not seem significant to you, and I'm gonna end the video on this note: the next time that you walk into a room, especially if you feel like you look amazing, do not step through a door, whether you're going into a restaurant, a lounge, wherever. Do not step through the door on your phone looking down. I did not realize how much I would just, walk in like this so I look busy, like so I don't look awkward. Awkward is as awkward does. If you feel awkward and you behave awkward, baby, you're awkward. But no, walk through the door, look around. That's okay. You don't have to look busy or feel weird. Like, no, you're walking into that room, and that's just that on that. That's all I have to say. But all of that was just on my heart, and I wouldn't be right if I didn't get that off. So I'm sorry it wasn't organized, but based on everything I talked about today, if you agree, disagree, have some side opinions about anything, let's chat in the comments, because I do talk back. And if there's any specific point that you're like, you might have been onto something there, I want you to expound on that, let me know, and I definitely will. So tell me, hey Tasha, I want a video about ... It's time to post up. It's your credit, girl, get at it, get your bag up.